Welcome back. Please like, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. Good morning. Today we are discussing a significant move by OpenAI. The company has officially released its EU Economic Blueprint 2.0. This is a detailed plan to help Europe adopt artificial intelligence more quickly.
Hello, Alex. This is an important step. According to OpenAI, while many people in the European Union understand AI, there is a large gap between having the technology and actually using it in daily business.
That's true. The data shows that AI use varies greatly between different European countries. To help close this gap, OpenAI is partnering with companies like Booking.com. Together, they will train 20,000 small and medium-sized businesses.
This training is essential. It provides the skills these businesses need to stay competitive. However, the blueprint isn't just about profit. It also addresses social responsibility. OpenAI is providing a €500,000 grant to help research youth safety and digital well-being.
It is good to see a focus on safety, especially as governments increase their regulations on AI. Additionally, the OpenAI for Europe program will expand. It will offer specific support to national governments in areas like healthcare, education, and disaster response.
By offering better infrastructure and cybersecurity support, OpenAI aims to create a more connected system. They want to ensure that the benefits of AI are shared across all sectors, not just a few large tech companies.
Their goal is to see local economies across Europe grow through automation and intelligent systems by the end of the decade. As President Trump's administration monitors global tech developments, this move by OpenAI marks a major moment for international innovation.
It certainly does. A steady approach to AI integration could change the economic future of the continent. Thank you for joining us for this update.
Good morning. Today we are looking at a new study from Leiden University about a very complex topic, quantum technology.
Good morning, Alex. This research, led by Aletta Meinsma, highlights a major knowledge gap. It found that about 66% of the public knows almost nothing about quantum technology.
That is a high number, Jamie. This is concerning because this technology will eventually transform medicine, logistics, and how we protect our data. Why is the public so far behind?
The study suggests that the media is part of the problem. Often, news reports describe quantum physics as mysterious or magical. However, the researchers found that these metaphors do not actually help people understand the science.
So instead of making it sound like a mystery, what does the study recommend?
It suggests using clear, science-backed explanations. Even if the science is a bit difficult at first, honest facts lead to better long-term understanding than sensational headlines.
That is an important point. The report also mentions that we are focusing on the wrong things. We often talk about quantum computers, which are still years away.
Exactly. The researchers say we should focus on near-term technology, such as quantum sensing and secure communication. These tools will affect data privacy and national security much sooner.
This is particularly relevant now, as the Trump administration works to maintain a competitive edge in global technology. The public needs to understand these tools to discuss their ethical use.
Right. We must move away from hype and toward real education. This ensures that society is prepared for the big changes that quantum technology will bring to our world.
Clear communication is certainly the key to a stable future. Thank you for that analysis, Jamie.
Thank you, Alex.
Good morning. Today, we are looking at the latest financial news from the technology industry. ASML, the company that builds the machines used to make computer chips, has just released its 2025 results.
It was a record-breaking year for them, Alex. ASML reported total sales of over €32 billion, with a profit of nearly €10 billion. These are the highest numbers in the company's history.
That is very impressive. What exactly is driving this much growth for the Dutch company?
A major factor is the global demand for artificial intelligence. To create powerful AI, companies need advanced chips. ASML is the only company in the world that makes the EUV machines required to build these high-end chips.
I see. So as the world moves towards AI, ASML becomes even more important. Do they expect this trend to continue?
They do. Their backlog, which is the list of orders they have not finished yet, is worth almost 39 billion euros. This gives the company a very strong foundation for 2026.
I also noticed they announced a share buyback program. Can you explain what that means for the company?
Certainly. ASML plans to spend 12 billion euros to buy back its own shares by the year 2028. This is a sign that the leadership is very confident about their long-term growth.
Their CEO, Christophe Fouquet, also mentioned that they are focusing more on engineering innovation and improving how the company works internally.
Exactly. Even with some uncertainty in the global economy, the shift towards AI is providing a very strong tailwind for them. They are continuing to invest in their workers and new technology to stay ahead.
It is clear that ASML remains at the center of the global chip industry. Thank you for that clear analysis, Jamie.
You're very welcome, Alex.
Good morning. Today, we are looking at a major surge in the financial markets. Gold and silver prices have reached historic levels.
That is correct, Alex. On Wednesday, gold broke through the $5,300 mark for the first time ever. This is a significant moment for global investors.
It certainly is. What exactly is causing this sudden gold rush?
There are a few main reasons. First, there are growing concerns about U.S. trade policies and new tariffs. There is also the threat of a partial government shutdown in Washington. When people are worried about the economy, they often move their money into gold.
I also noticed the U.S. dollar has been getting weaker. How does that affect the price of gold?
The dollar recently hit a 4-year low. When the dollar is weak, gold becomes much more attractive to investors. It is seen as a safe haven or a safe place to keep wealth.
We are also waiting for the Federal Reserve to announce its latest decision on interest rates later today. Will that change things?
It might. While the Fed is expected to keep rates steady, inflation is still higher than their 2% target. This makes the future of the economy feel uncertain.
That uncertainty is also showing up in the labor market. Major companies like Amazon and UPS have recently announced large job cuts.
Exactly. All of these factors, the trade concerns, the weak dollar, and the job cuts, create a lot of tension. For many, gold is the ultimate protection against this kind of instability.
It seems the market will remain very focused on the fiscal negotiations in Washington this week.
Definitely. Until those issues are resolved, gold and silver will likely remain at the center of the conversation.
Thank you for that analysis, Jamie. We will continue to monitor the situation as it develops.
Hello. Today we are discussing the rising tensions between the United States and Iran. President Trump has issued a new strong warning to the Iranian government.
That is right, Alex. On Wednesday, the president used social media to announce that a massive armada, or a large fleet of warships, is moving toward the Middle East. He described this force as moving with great power and purpose.
The president's message is clear. He wants a new nuclear agreement. He believes this maximum pressure strategy is necessary to ensure that Iran never acquires nuclear weapons.
However, this approach is creating significant debate. Iranian officials, including their foreign minister, stated that they will not negotiate while they are being threatened. They see this move as a direct provocation.
It is a delicate balance. While the president is showing military strength, he also suggested that very good things could happen if Iran chooses to return to the table and talk. He wants what he calls a fair and equitable deal for the entire region.
This is all happening at a very busy time for U.S. foreign policy. This week, the administration is also preparing for important talks in Abu Dhabi regarding the conflict between Russia and Ukraine.
Many international observers are worried. Critics argue that using such strong language could lead to a dangerous misunderstanding in the Persian Gulf. On the other hand, supporters say that only a credible threat of force will make Iran change its behavior.
As the naval ships get closer to their destination, the world is watching closely. Everyone is waiting to see if this pressure leads to a new deal or more conflict.
We will keep you updated as this story develops. Thank you for joining us for this calm look at a complex global issue.
Thank you, and goodbye for now.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Today, we are discussing a major shift in international policy.
On Wednesday, the United States officially finished its withdrawal from the Paris Climate Agreement.
That is correct, Alex. This marks the second time the nation has left this global treaty under the leadership of President Trump. The move follows a mandatory notice period and fulfills a major campaign promise.
It is a significant decision. Could you explain the main reasons why the administration chose to leave?
Certainly. President Trump has often called the agreement an unfair economic burden. He argues that the regulations hurt American industries and limit domestic energy production. By leaving, the administration aims to protect jobs and focus on an America First energy strategy.
However, this move has not been without controversy. Many international leaders have expressed their disappointment. What are they saying?
Leaders in Europe and Asia worry that the exit of the world's largest economy creates a leadership vacuum. They believe it makes global efforts to stop rising temperatures much harder, especially as regions like Australia experience record-breaking heat waves.
Does this mean the U.S. is stopping all efforts to reduce carbon emissions?
Not exactly. The administration says the U.S. will still lead through private sector innovation. They prefer new technology over international mandates. Meanwhile, several U.S. states are already fighting this move. They plan to follow the Paris targets through their own local laws.
It seems this decision sets a very clear path for the country's environmental policy moving forward.
It certainly does. It cements a strategy of deregulation and economic growth for the remainder of the president's term.
Thank you for that analysis, Jamie. We will continue to monitor the global response to this development.
You're welcome. We'll be back with more news shortly.
Good morning. We are continuing our coverage of the severe winter storm that has moved through the southern United States. It is a very serious situation.
That is right, Alex. Officials now confirm that at least 30 people have died because of this extreme weather. Some died from the freezing cold, while others were involved in accidents on icy roads.
There are also reports of carbon monoxide poisoning from people using power generators incorrectly. It is a tragic reminder of how dangerous these storms can be.
Currently, about 500,000 people are still without electricity. The states of Mississippi and Alabama are the hardest hit. Thick ice has caused many power lines to snap and thousands of trees to fall.
Governor Tate Reeves described the repair work as a very difficult process. He said that as soon as workers fix one part of the power grid, falling branches often cause a new problem somewhere else.
Because of this, it may take more than a week to restore power to some rural communities. In the meantime, emergency agencies are opening warming centers. They are worried about elderly residents who have no heat or clean water.
We are also seeing the National Guard moving in. They are helping to clear debris and are checking on families who are isolated by the snow and ice.
Local leaders are now calling for federal assistance. They are looking to the Trump administration for help to rebuild the damaged infrastructure and provide relief to those who lost their homes.
It is a long road to recovery. We urge everyone in the affected areas to stay off the roads and remain in contact with local authorities.
Thank you for joining us. We will keep you updated as more information becomes available. Stay safe.
Good morning. Today we are looking at a serious situation in the world of Japanese professional sports.
That is correct, Alex. Police in Hiroshima have arrested 25-year-old Ryutaro Hatsuki. He is a well-known infielder for the Hiroshima Toyo Carp baseball team.
The news has surprised many fans. He was arrested for allegedly using a substance known as a zombie cigarette. Jamie, can you explain what that is?
Certainly. The drug is actually a strong medical anesthetic called etomidate. While it is used in hospitals in some countries, Japan added it to its list of illegal designated drugs last May. It earned the nickname zombie cigarette because it can make a person extremely confused and act in a strange zombie-like way.
How did the police become involved in this case?
The investigation began in mid-December after a report from an acquaintance. Hatsuki went to the police station voluntarily, and medical tests later confirmed the substance was in his system.
How has the player responded to these serious allegations?
Currently, Hatsuki denies the charges. He told investigators that he has no memory of using the drug. However, his team has already issued a statement. They express deep regret and promise to cooperate fully with the police.
This case seems to be part of a larger conversation in Japan regarding designer drugs.
Exactly. These are synthetic drugs created to get around traditional laws. However, Japanese sports leagues have a zero-tolerance policy. Even if the legal outcome is uncertain, Hatsuki faces the possibility of losing his contract and his career.
It is a clear reminder of how strictly these laws are enforced. Thank you for the report, Jamie.
You are very welcome, Alex.
Good morning. Today, we bring you a fascinating discovery from deep space. Astronomers have captured rare radio signals from a massive star just before it exploded.
That is correct, Alex. This research, led by the University of Virginia, focuses on a rare event called a Type IBN supernova. It provides us with a new way to understand how the largest stars in our universe end their lives.
For our listeners who may not know, what exactly happened during this explosion?
Well, before this star exploded, it shed a huge amount of helium gas. When the final collapse happened, the shock wave hit that cloud of gas. This collision created radio waves. By capturing these signals, scientists could basically rewind the clock.
So it acts like a celestial time machine. It allows researchers to see what the star was doing in its final years.
Exactly. For a long time, people thought these explosions were isolated events. But these radio waves prove that the dust and gas surrounding a star play a major role in the explosion's brightness.
And I understand there was another star involved in this process?
Yes, scientists believe a nearby companion star used its gravity to steal the outer layers of the dying star. This caused the star to lose its material much faster and more violently than expected.
It is truly impressive. This study, published in the astrophysical journal Letters, gives astronomers a powerful tool to study the life cycles of stars.
It certainly does. It helps explain why some stars end their lives in such different and spectacular ways.
Thank you for that clear explanation, Jamie. It is a reminder of how much we are still learning about the universe around us.
Good evening. Today we have an exciting update from NASA regarding our solar system. Scientists have reached a major milestone in their study of Europa, one of Jupiter's many moons.
That is correct, Alex. Using a specialized spacecraft, researchers have finally measured the thickness of the ice that covers the moon's surface. They found that the icy shell is about 15 to 25 kilometers deep.
And beneath that thick ice lies a massive liquid water ocean. Interestingly, this ocean is estimated to be twice as large as all of Earth's oceans combined. This discovery is a significant achievement for the current administration's goal of expanding our reach into deep space.
It certainly is. What makes Europa so special is that this water likely touches a rocky seafloor. This contact allows for the chemical reactions needed to support life. Because of this, scientists believe Europa is one of the best places to look for extraterrestrial life.
The study also revealed shallow water pockets trapped inside the ice itself. These pockets might act as a bridge, carrying nutrients from the surface down into the deep ocean.
This information is vital for future missions. By understanding where the ice is thinner or more active, areas known as chaos terrain, NASA can better plan where to land future probes.
It is a fascinating step forward. It brings us closer to answering the age-old question, are we alone in the universe?
Indeed. This mission continues to fuel our curiosity about the ocean worlds far beyond our own planet.
Thank you for the analysis, Jamie. And thank you for joining us for this update on our journey into the stars.